Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is the Hanged Man. That is some interesting water energy. Let's put that into some context, all right? And we're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Ooh, a lot of water and a lot of earth, all water. If there's anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Now, finishing up with the path of the serpent. A lot of water energy, a lot of earth and water today. A lot of earth and water. Let's do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use Rider-Waite-Smith. And this is the card that we are going to set aside. We're not going to look at this card until the very end of the reading. Only the frog knows what it is. And hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation. Bring everything together at the end of the reading. All right. So on the horizontal path, on the horizontal axis of the path of the dove, we have major, major, major. Then we have earth and water. And a little more earth. Path of the serpent, we have some fire. We've got water, water, and a major. So this is a really interesting blend, right? With the water and the earth, it has the potential to really create life and growth, right? You get a little bit of rain in your garden, suddenly things start to grow. You get too much rain, though. It becomes a bog, it becomes mud, it becomes a swamp, it becomes a place that we can't really move around in. Nothing can grow. It's just, we get stuck in it. And I think that right now, we're in this Hanged Man situation. And what this feels like to me is you've got this idea that there are things you have to give up, right? I feel like you're thinking that the reason you aren't having success right now is because you're holding on to too much. You're expecting too much. You want too much. Just too much, right? So I feel like you're trying to let things go. You're trying to either let go of expectations, let go of any kind of, the forcing of things, right? You're trying to kind of just surrender and maybe sacrifice some things in your life that you feel might be holding you back, right? But I don't really see what that is. I see that there's a lot of this idea of having to give things up, having to make sacrifices for our success, right? For our fulfillment, our satisfaction, whatever your goals are. Whatever your goals are. But I feel like we've kind of gotten stuck in this. Like I kind of think that we've created a little bit of mud and we're just kind of sinking here. We're not really able to move. It's almost like a quicksand situation, especially with this Seven of Discs here. This is, the Seven of Discs is kind of a fiery card. Sevens are about the fire energy, right? So it's about movement, but we're in the earth. Right? And we have all this water. So I feel like we're in a situation right now that we're struggling against, but the more we struggle, like quicksand, the more difficult it is to get out. The further down we sink, right? The more you struggle, the more you make it worse. And so it's kind of this idea of surrendering to the situation, letting it be, letting things happen the way they're going to happen, rather than fighting against it. And that is going to make it easier for you to get out, right? Kind of have to we have to move with the current rather than against it. right? Even if we don't really know exactly where we're headed, fighting against it is only going to wear you out, which we see that down here with that fire energy. You're only going to continue to get more exhausted and more worn out by this rather than making any progress. So struggling against it doesn't seem like the way to go. It seems like we need to accept it and go with the current. Okay? So you're in a bit of a difficult situation right now. I don't know exactly what this is. But I feel like, how did they go? They went like that. I feel like there's a lot of change happening in your life. There's perhaps some uncertainty because things are happening that you don't have control over. Okay? And this is kind of part of this idea where we're struggling against something, but it's almost inevitable. There's nothing we can really do right now. This is about accepting the things that you can't change, right? So whatever is going on in your life right now that is out of your control, that you can't influence, that you can't change, you can't help it, you can't prevent it, or, it's not your call. Those are the circumstances. That is the kind of will of the world right now, whether we like it or not, that we have to move with. We have to try to adapt to it and make the best out of it and try to turn it into a positive, turn it into something that is going to grow and blossom and become, as good for us as possible, right? We have to make the most out of this because this is something happening in your life that all the fighting and struggling against it that you can muster up is not going to change the reality of it, okay? So I think this is what's kind of going on. The ground is shifting. The rug maybe is being pulled out from under you, and there's nothing you can do, right? You can't fight against that, but you can try to land softly, right? You can try to kind of go with the momentum and, turn it into a graceful kind of roll and mitigate the damage or the injury of it, right? In the recent past, we see this universe or world card. I think this has been a situation kind of a long time coming. I think this is something that's been kind of building up. It's been slowly kind of moving closer to you, I think it's here now. I don't know if this is about your living situation or like your environment in some way is changing. I kind of feel like if you're renting a home, this is when like the owner decides to sell. There's not much, you can't really do anything about it, right? It's something like that. And I think something that is affecting your position in the world, right? Maybe your actual location, or maybe your sense of belonging to the world, your sense of being a part of the world. Okay. Because this card it's kind of vast and lonely out here in the wide, wide world or the vast expanse of space. So it's easy to kind of get stuck in this situation, to get kind of lost out here and to just kind of fight against this. It's like we're struggling against our bonds here. It's like the Hanged Man is here in this situation and is fighting against the ropes, fighting against being here, is very unhappy about it, but could easily just kind of relax and dive into the water, right? It's like they're kind of holding on for dear life to that diving board, struggling against the diving board, trying to climb back up the diving board. You just let go and gracefully dive in. Now, you may not be the best diver, but I think you could turn this into enough of a graceful dive to, at least come out the other side relatively unscathed. And maybe you'll realize that you are pretty good at diving. There's a lot of cool stuff down under the water. And when you come back up, you're going to feel a lot better, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you. right? But scraping and clawing at the diving board to try to get back up is not, it's not going to do anything but wear you out, right? It's also, kind of like we're treading water. We're getting more and more tired. When if we were to relax, go with the current, stop trying to fight the water, right? Stop trying to tread water and stay in one place. If we were to just kind of float and move with the current, right, then we would at least reach some land at some point, right? It's our best option. Treading water is you can only do it for so long. But going with the current, going with the flow, trying to relax and make some sort of progress, right? Get some miles on this thing, then maybe we'll land at this Hermit energy. The Hermit is some Virgo energy. The Hermit is the land of new opportunities. The Hermit's kind of like, accepting that we've kind of been exiled from this, whatever this situation is. We didn't choose it. It kind of is, it's just happening around us, and we've got to adapt. And that happens sometimes. Now, you can make the philosophical argument that everything that happens to us is something that we've chosen, right? Either before our birth or through karma or whatever. But relatively speaking, this situation you're in, you didn't choose it. Okay? You may have played a part in creating it through your actions or whatever. That's beside the point. But you've made the most of it. Instead of sinking and wearing ourselves out, kind of struggling against the situation, we've gone with the current a little bit. And we're arriving at this kind of land of opportunity now, right? We're choosing to look at it that way. We may have been shipwrecked or castaway or exiled from whatever we thought was our home, our position, our relation to the universe, We may find ourselves washed up on a strange and unknown shore, but this could be a good thing. It's all about perspective. It's all about attitude, right? It's all about how we're looking at it. I think you're beginning to look at it, Three of Cups, you're beginning to look at it like there's tremendous abundance here in this new shore. And it's kind of yours for the taking. Whatever you can envision, you can build, you can grow, right? It's kind of a Swiss Family Robinson kind of thing. It's kind of a Gilligan's Island thing. You can create anything you want here. This is kind of washing up on the shore is like a clean slate. It's like a starting over. Now you can do everything again, do it your way. Do it with a little bit more of your own style, your own joy and love, and your own spirit, your own creativity in this. So it could really be a blessing here, right? We're struggling against it. We think we're in a really terrible spot. I feel like we're sinking in this mud. But really, this could be the best opportunity of your life, And I think the problem is that we're getting really tired of treading water. We're getting really exhausted trying to fight our way out of this quicksand, And I think we're literally getting fatigued, literally getting tired. And this is it's reinforcing this Hanged Man energy, where it's just like, we're kind of, there's a difference between kind of giving in, surrendering, accepting, going with the flow and with the current. There's a difference between that and just giving up, right? The Hanged Man gives up, just lands in the pool or in the swamp or is in the ocean, just stops trying, and that's going to be bad news. So it's not about giving up. It's about accepting, giving in, kind of, right? To stop struggling against something doesn't mean to give up, right? I think that needs to be clearly understood. Because the card here, this Eight of Cups, is kind of about giving up. And being this exhausted, treading water, that startled me. That's my other cat. Being this exhausted is leading you to want to give up, right? When we're this tired of treading water, the best thing in the world sounds like just to give up, right? We can finally rest, you know? But it's not about giving up. We have to look at this Eight of Cups as not us losing heart or losing the desire to make it to shore, losing the will to go on, but of mustering up the last bit of energy that we have, the last bit of this water, this spiritual water, right? The will to go on. And surrender to the idea that the current will take us to shore, basically, right? So this is the water around you that I think as you look around at your environment is the feeling of hopelessness, okay? The feeling of hopelessness. And I think that's a very easy feeling to entertain when we're so damn exhausted from treading water, from struggling against this, from clinging to the diving board. It's very easy to succumb to this. But if we hold out, if we try to transform this idea of giving up into giving in, we may just find a Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is basically a situation that's even better than it was before. You know, this is the spiritual bliss. This is almost like when you're so worn out, you're so tired that you just start having a religious experience. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. But that could just be induced by, you know, dehydration, starvation, and whatever else a castaway might experience, right? I think Tom Hanks. This is that elation that we will feel, but I think that this is a really solid thing, because you already have this Three of Cups with this Hermit energy, and you're beginning to come into that energy knowing that when you reach the shore, it's going to be a new opportunity, right? You're going to land on your feet, let's say, and you're going to make the absolute best of it. And you are going to turn this difficulty into an opportunity, right? And this, I think, really has the potential to be even more fulfilling, even more joyful and blissful than where you thought you were before. Of what you don't want to leave, this is going to be even better than this place that you don't want to get away from. You know, and again, it might be literally where you live. It might be a career thing. It might be a friendship, a relationship, a group of people, a family. I don't know. Could be literally, your home. Your environment is changing. But I think there really is a silver lining here. I think that the opportunities before you are going to make you look back and be really thankful that this happened, because it opened up such a wonderful door for you. At the very end of the path of the serpent is this sun card. Now, the sunlight needs also this water. We need both of these to create the abundance of the earth that we're looking for, right? So you need this spiritual activation, this enlightenment, this confidence, this being strong, right, within yourself. You need your own light and heat, but you also need this, whatever this event is, whatever is going on right now, whatever this situation is. Both of these will lead to terrific abundance, success, the growth of new things in your life that are even better than what you were growing before, right? So that water, this, what seems like a bad experience or a negative kind of experience now, is absolutely essential in the greater context of your path. Okay? So it's that idea that, everything that happens to us or around us or through us, or however you want to look at it philosophically, the experiences that we endure, even the painful, sorrowful ones, the difficult ones, are absolutely necessary to bring us to our ultimate fulfillment, to bring us to the abundance that we're growing in our lives. That is going to be complete. All 10 cups are going to be filled. So we need both of these. We need our confidence, our optimism, our will, our strength, right? You need to be you. But you also need the experiences that you go through, probably especially the difficult ones. Right? I think these two are kind of indispensable as a team. So this is what you're going through, and this is you and your attitude, your outlook, your optimism, your confidence, your kind of control over yourself. You can't maybe control the situation, but you can control your response to it. So the sunlight and the water are very important to grow our new garden, right? Our old garden maybe gets washed away. Maybe it's flooded out. But you're growing an even better garden that's going to be even more abundant, more fruitful than what you ever could have imagined. I want you to keep that in mind as you're struggling with this. Now let's look at this mystery card. Kind of made a mess of these cards. What do we have for this mystery card? Maybe we have the World card again. Maybe we have the Empress, showing that we are in the process of growing this really unbelievable garden now. Or it could be the World card, that we've found our new rightful place in the world, right? We've gotten away from kind of what we thought we were doing, where we thought we belonged. We're finding our new home. Let's see. No, it's the Page of Cups. It's the Princess of Cups. So this really is taking all of this water energy and putting it into the earth, right? This is the process of you now taking all of this kind of theoretical bliss, this theoretical abundance, all of this water energy, even the negative water energy, even the Hanged Man water, even this hopeless, pessimistic water energy, even this promise of future bliss energy. You're taking all of that and you are doing the work to manifest it, right? When you wash up on shore, you can't just lay there and think, oh great, I'm on shore, let the abundance come to me. No, you've got to go out and dig up some ground, plant some seeds, find some fruits or whatever, however it works, I don't know. You've got to do the work to manifest it. You've got to plant the seeds, you've got to water it, right? And you're a different person now. You've been changed by this process. You've transformed, you've evolved in some way, right? So this is taking place within you just as much as it's taking place in your environment. And this is a card to remind us that we have to do the work to manifest these things. So yes, it is about kind of giving in, but not giving up. Surrendering to the flow of the universe, but we still have work to do once we're in our kind of new destination, So I think this is a very important card. It's not showing the final destination. It's not giving us the absolute end result, but this is how we get to this tremendous abundance, full bliss activation of the Ten of Cups. It's by doing the work a little bit at a time to plant these seeds, to tend to our new garden, right? On your very own, desert island. Anyway, we're going to do an extended if you want to stick around, and I hope that you will. Just click on the link that's right here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Sagittarius, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you so much for being here and for letting me read for you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not done so, and consider sharing this video to your friends on YouTube, on social media. That really helps us out with the algorithm. That's very important nowadays. But thank you again for being here. I really appreciate your time. I'm so honored that I get to read for you, and I'll see you again very soon.